Brave Comrade Answer by George Henry Boker, 1823 to 1890. Brave comrade, answer. When you joined the war, what left you? Wife and children, wealth and friends? A storied home whose ancient roof tree bends above such thoughts as love tells o'er and o'er. Had you no pang or struggle? Yes, I bore such pain on parting as at hell's gate rends the entering soul, when from its grasp ascends the last faint virtue which on earth it wore. You loved your home, your kindred, your children, your wife. You loathed, yet plunged into war's bloody whirl. What urged you? Duty, something more than life, that which made Abraham bear the priestly knife, and Isaac kneel, or that young Hebrew girl who sought her father coming from the strife. Okay, this is a poem by Henry George Boker. He was born in Philadelphia and he died in Philadelphia. He was a poet. He wrote plays and he was a diplomat. He was came from a wealthy family, and his father was a banker. So what's this poem about? Well, this poem is about duty. This poem is about the American Civil War. I think this was written during the American Civil War, and this is what people had to do. That it was the people's duty. It was the soldiers' duty to leave behind their home and go to fight and go to fight in the war. This was their duty. This was their moral and religious obligation, and this was something that he's implying that God is telling him, the people, to go and to fight in the war. That it is the duty that compels people to go to fight the war. And it's two people, and I think it's Boker speaking, and he's asking somebody who has joined the war how he felt about it. And initially here we have Boker speaking. Brave comrade, answer. When you joined the war, what left you? So when you joined the war, what did you leave behind? Wife and children, wealth and friends. So did you leave behind your wife, your children, your wealth, your friends? A storied house, so a house with various stories, whose ancient roof tree bends above such thoughts as love tells o'er and o'er. So there's this image of an old house with a tree that is bending over the roof. And this is a place where there is love, where everyone loves you. So you left behind your wife, children and friends that you loved. Had you no pang or struggle? What was it painful for you? Was it difficult for you? And then the person answers, yes, I bore such pain on parting as at hell's gate rends the entering soul, when from its grasp ascends the last faint virtue which on earth it wore. So then the soldier answers, yes, this was a terrible pain. This was like a soul that is going into hell, and this soul goes into hell, they lose the very last bit, or they lose their soul as this person is going into hell. They lose their soul as they enter hell, and it's as painful as losing your soul when you go into hell, and he's lost everything. And then Boker asks again, you loved your home, your kindred, children, wife. So you loved your home, you loved your kindred, your family, your children, your wife. You loathed, yet plunged into war's bloody whirl. So you loathed the war, you hated the war, you detested it, but you went into the whirlwind of blood. What urged you? So why did you go? And the soldier says, duty, something more than life, which made Abraham bear the priestly knife. So this is now, the soldier is comparing himself to Abraham, where God tells Abraham that he needs to sacrifice Isaac, his only son, to God, and eventually Abraham actually sacrifices a ram, a male sheep. But it was my duty to do this. And Isaac kneel. So this made Isaac, Abraham's son, kneel. So it was my duty. It was like Abraham's duty to God. It was Isaac's duty to God as Abraham's son to kneel and offer himself for execution. And then the next reference is a little bit more obscure, or that young Hebrew girl who sought her father coming from the strife. Now this is about this is a story about Jephthah from the Bible. This is from, I think, from the Book of Kings. And Jephthah, he makes a promise to God that if he is victorious in battle, if he is allowed to return from battle victorious, then he will sacrifice the first thing, or the first thing to step out of his house. And anyway, Jephthah is victorious in battle, and he comes home, and his only daughter comes out of the house. So again, it's duty to doing your duty to God, and this is what he's saying, that it's every soldier's duty to join the army and fight the war. So, Brave Comrade Answer by George Henry Boker.